Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rezero. This is some Ghost Recon Wildlands solo play footage, because we love to treat you. This is our first kind of hands-on with it. This is the very first mission as soon as you set down in Bolivia. I'm Don Peppier and this is Dan Webb.
Hi, I thought you were just going to carry on then without me. I was like, alright, fucking hell. I'll just sit here and just, chill. You just, just ride with your homies.
Well, it's solo campaign. It's all about me, right? Yeah. So I'm playing with a group of AI here. The game is kind of designed around co-op, but you can play it single player as well.
So it's exactly the same, but is it drop in, drop out? So you can have somebody drop into your game now to play with you.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And you can kind of like hold X to enter public sessions as well, where that becomes available to you.
And then people can just drop into your game.
Yeah. So they'll take over one of your AI guys here for you.
So if you're playing with 4 mates and somebody drops out, one of these AI drops in.
Can ping in, yeah.
Also, you're driving. It's just like all over the place.
Well, I want to draw attention to that because this, you think with a car like this, it's going to be heavy and weighty, right? This was light as anything. It's It feels similar driving, I guess, to maybe Watch Dogs, which makes sense being a Ubisoft open world game. But yeah,
same engine probably, right?
Yeah, I couldn't say for certain actually, but yeah, you can imagine so. Or at least Reflections do vehicle stuff because that's typically what they do, right? But yeah, so the driving is quite floaty, but once you get used to it, you get used to it. It's like any game, really. So yeah, it's just the very, very first mission starts you off, gets you driving through, get a nice look at Bolivia. Isn't it nice though?
It's pretty, though,
It's
right?
pretty. That draw distance as well, that's all places you can go to. Certain missions will have you out of bounds, so if you can see that
in there, though.
and you're doing it. This is early code as well, you've got to remember that. This is like, this is basically a beta stage. We're playing and all connected to local
right parking, mate. Just, you're that tosser in Tesco's that just parks in front of the door.
Just taking up 3 disabled spaces in a diagonal, right? That's me. So yeah, you'll see it throughout this gameplay section. We'll be getting little bits of this little
so
snapshots.
This is your first mission?
This is my first mission.
So you're
this
a little
is my
bit rusty?
First time picking up the game, yeah, entirely. That hopefully doesn't come across too much until later on when I get sniffed out like a dog. But
what's your approach?
When I was playing the entire thing, I tried to, as much as I can, play it like an old Splinter Cell game, really. Like, try and mark everyone first.
Okay.
And then go down. So like most stealth games, you can mark them by aiming at them.
Headshot.
Thank you. Yeah, proud of that one. For a little pistol as well. Or you can get a drone out as well, and the drone can fly around the recon for you. But again, like a bit like Watch Dogs as well, if people notice the drone, they'll know you're around.
That's shit.
So you've got to kind of weigh up whether it's worth them having knowing you're around.
Can you do non-lethal?
No, you can't. Unfortunately, everyone will die if you get near them. Okay. That's even melee takedowns will kill them. You'll break their neck. So this is the drone. I'm trying to keep as low to the ground as possible so avoid detection. And then I think, I'll get everyone. So yeah, this is the very first place. Notice he notices me, I think. So he runs around and gets all yelly. And the AI I have on me, you can order them forward and stuff, but the decisions and the orders you can give the AI, your teammates, seem pretty limited. So you can only really say, go here. You can't say, go here and snipe.
Okay.
So sometimes I was trying to get him to snipe.
Is that, let's get into cover and just, boom.
Yeah, that was me trying to play it like it was Gears of War or something and trying to glue to the cover, but instead you need to go to like a crouch. I don't think they can call for reinforcements unless there's like an alarm in the area. Think of it like Far Cry. Okay. A lot of this game's quite like Far Cry actually. I think a lot of the mechanics are very similar, and the world as well reminds me of a Far Cry setup, just in third person rather than first. Incidentally, I prefer the shooting in first person, which you can switch to by hitting a...
Can you play it in first person?
Not the whole thing, but for the shooting sections you can, yeah. So like if you're in the gun sniper. So it's a bit like... I didn't play a lot of The Division, but I understand that was kind of similar. There are kind of, you can jump in and pop out of first and third for different kinds of weapons.
I don't remember being first person in The Division.
Oh, okay.
Well done, Dom.
I didn't play
as always.
So melee stuff.
Oh mate, you missed it.
Trying to press circle for it, but it's not. It's square. Yeah. And you can take people like human shields. So if you want to go in and have them, not shooting at you because they want to save their friends. This guy's a target. He's identified with yellow instead of orange markers.
Did you just come out and did you
just throw a wheelbarrow? It's a Spec Ops move, isn't it? Wheelbarrow. So I didn't know this at the time, but there were other enemies back there. So I'm trying to interrogate him and get information out of him. Unfortunately, I needed to stop because I was getting shot in the back.
It's all right because the rest of your team are there.
Yeah, well, you would have thought they would have put some more pressure on, but unfortunately they didn't kind of rush forward.
Did you do it first try?
This footage is all first try, yeah, so I didn't die.
So if you took him as a hostage and he got shot, would it be mission over?
If he got shot and died, yeah, it would be game over.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea, taking him as a hostage.
I just assumed because he was wandering around on his own, there would be no one else around. As we know now, assuming makes an ass out of both you and me.
Indeed. So this is a story mission, right?
Yeah, this is the very first story mission. You basically.
What's the story?
Story is there is a big, evil, corrupt cartel gangland boss that's taken over Bolivia. Basically, he's got lots of drug money, and he's using that drug money to buy the police, to buy the government, to buy like health officials, to buy his own private militia. And you are brought in as an American like special ops force to try and restore some balance to Bolivia itself.
Okay.
So the locals aren't very happy because they don't like the Yanks anyway. Yeah, so there are certain like soft and hard cover, I guess.
Okay.
That's quite nice. So you're not always safe. Also, a bit of destructible stuff here and there, especially later on in certain areas. Some of the cover stuff's interesting. So like if you press circle or B once to go down onto your knees, you'll kind of semi-glue to cover. But I was sometimes sticking to doorways and trying to look through doorways, and it's not very intuitive most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's one issue I've got with that, because most of it is played in third person. You'd expect it to operate like something like maybe like I keep saying Gears because it's the most famous. But so yeah, you see me. This is me trying to test out the pop in, pop out stuff. But generally, if you go down sites and you ADS, then you'll find a way of making it better. You're given a good selection of weapons. You start out always with a pistol, which has always got a suppressor on it, so you can stealth everything. You're given a machine gun for more intense situations. And you'll always have a sniper as well, or some sort of like bigger gun. If it's not a sniper, it can be like a rail gun kind of thing, or a light machine gun. So you've always got different ways to respond to different situations.
I can just see me getting together with 3 mates, and instead of being tactical, it's all just running in to see who can get the most kills.
Well, that's the thing. As far as I could see, there wasn't any kind of, because there were missions later on where I was like sniping from way back and getting loads of headshots, and I'm thinking, I'm clearing this out for everyone. I'm making the objective really easy to get. But there was no result screen that showed me, hey, you've done really well.
Yeah, well, I guess that's not the objective, right? The objective is to do the objective.
Yeah, so you can't be a glory hunter, which is good. I guess it's quite good in some ways.
Let the guys in the back just go, they're in time. Oh my God, Dom. Do the mission and then die on the way back. With the dead. With
my entire crew, they trusted me to.
And the prisoner killed as well.
Oh, I only had to interrogate him, so I didn't have to take him with me.
It says free.
So he's the guy I'm going to next. He's the second.
Oh, sorry.
The missions come in like stages.
Okay.
So that guy I interrogated told me where this guy is. I'm going to go and free this guy, and later I'll have to extract him.
Okay.
So that's a kind of a 3-prong mission. Each of them have similar kind of stages to them.
How big's the map? Because it looks fucking huge.
It's Ubisoft's biggest ever open world.
Really?
They're proud to announce. Yeah, it's got 21 different areas with 25 different bosses. Again, you see why I make the Far Cry comparison.
Bosses?
Yeah, so like people that like lords that lord over that land.
Okay, and you're just basically, oh shit.
I try and take a shortcut and it goes disastrously wrong.
All right, yeah, mate. So it's basically like you're just liberating the area.
Yeah. So like each territory.
Far Cry.
Yeah, absolutely like Far Cry. Each territory is kind of split off into different things as well. There are different kinds of biomes. So you get this is obviously very kind of jungle-centric looking place. Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
mountains.
We were in. I don't know. This is quite a strange thing to say, right? But if anyone saw the most recent series of Planet Earth, where there's this massive pool of flamingos, they've got that in there.
Oh, really?
So you're flying through like an alkali lake kind of thing, and there's flamingos.
There's helicopters as well, isn't there?
Yep.
There's planes.
There's planes as well.
Oh,
I didn't actually get in a plane myself, but I did see other people flying planes.
Oh, really?
They seem quite tough.
Why didn't you get a plane, Dom? Fuck's sake.
Because I was helicoptering.
One job.
Helicoptering, so much more fun.
Did you get a helicopter?
Yeah.
Have we got footage of that?
You'll see that later on in this clip.
Brilliant, in this video.
Yeah. That's how I extract my man. I get into a helicopter and take him away.
There's your headline, mate. Helicopter gameplay. Like 6 seconds of it.
So I'm glad that shortcut went wrong, really, because it's showing you a little bit of the diversity you get in the environment as well.
It's really pretty.
It's a really pretty game, and the draw distance is nice as well. Which is any game as a sniper, you're gonna need some good distance in there. And this is the first kind of proper encampment that you'll come across in the game if you play the tutorial mission first. I think you have the option to go and just completely sandbox. But this is really good for helping you get to grips with the various systems.
So you have is that the helicopter you nick?
That's the one I'll take.
gadgets. Talk us about gadgets. You've got this drone. What else have you got?
Okay, so the drone is your main source of recon. If you can scope and you can get different snipers that can help you cycle through.
I can just imagine with 4 people here, just with 4 fucking drones.
Just play. I would say that's my instant recommendation. Play the game with friends. The AI it's functional, but it's that's what it is. It's functional.
Is it out range? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So I've also got my batteries dying as well. So it's like there's an RPG system. The more stuff you get, the more people you liberate, the more objectives you complete, the more EXP you get.
Right, sorry. Let's talk gadgets again. I just got distracted by the amount of drones.
That leads on to the drone though. So the more XP you get, you can upgrade your drone further, so it can get further away from you. It can last longer. It can be more stealthy. All that kind of stuff.
What about actual gadgets for takedowns and stuff like that? Like Ghost Recon's been known for cool gadgets and shit like that.
There's not an awful lot of them in this, because you'll have the drone. You've got C4 mines and grenades and that kind of standard fare.
Is there not a lot, or did you not get a chance to see whether there's a lot?
There's just not a lot of stuff like that, like tech-based stuff that you can use. I think because the idea is there's 4 of you, each of you can get different lengths away and use your different tools to do different, setups and situations. I think the way it's going to work out is usually there's going to be a guy. The role I like to fill is the recon role. So sitting back with a sniper and drone, spotting everyone and suppressing maybe, or sinking shot. That's something else you can do, like old Ghost Recon games. You can sync shots. So if you've got someone targeted, you can hit the X button on the PlayStation or A on Xbox, and put a marker over their head. My marker will be 1. Someone else could say 2, and then you can all sync your shots together and do like a group assassination. I like that. And when that comes off, it makes you feel like super badass, because you feel like a real unit, like a real stealth unit, kind of taking people down.
Well, clearly one of the biggest draws of the game is the co-op, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's where it's gonna. I think that's what's really gonna appeal.
Open world co-op.
And when you're sandboxing in that open world as well, just doing various like silly bits of like blowing stuff up, summoning tanks. You can get like requisitions, so you can requisition like a warplane. And then you can like fly that well. You can have that in the air while your friend is in a tank on the ground blowing stuff up, and you're giving air support.
Oh, I hope there's like some big challenging areas where you have to actually rock in with 4 different tanks and 4 different sides.
Like someone's got like because also enemies can call in their own aircraft to take you down.
And I guess that they've got anti-air as well and stuff like that. So if you send somebody in to take out the anti-air, you can get a helicopter in.
So later on in the co-op session, so this is the single player in the co-op. There was a bit where I was flying a helicopter and a SAM missile flew at me, and a prompt comes up on the screen and says, "Fly as close to the ground as possible to avoid SAM." And it just and the missile just kind of swoops past the helicopter and blows up in front of me, and it's like that. They are the moments that make you think, okay, this game has got some really like good potential. So this is the guy that the Bolivian gang leader up top told me about. He is someone that's been interrogated because he knew about the country, and they wanted to find out certain things from him. And he's pretty worse for wear. You can see from his look and his dialogue as well when you hear that. This one here is a supply crate. There are anything green on the map down the bottom. It's a very Ubisoft looking map, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. Which is weird though, because Watch Dogs came out. That wasn't a very Ubisoft game. Is this more a Ubisoft game than Watch Dogs was?
I think so, mostly because you've got the kind of Ubisoft open. It's very proud of its open world.
Is there any towers?
There aren't any towers. No, that's the thing. It's nice to do away with that.
Right.
But there are like sniper nests, and I'd often find myself ending up in those as well, just because how I play, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to take them down to see the area and to get the side missions.
Nope. You can get side missions and discover things about the map via just like hacking computers and stuff as well, finding skill points.
Get in the front, mate.
See, I didn't realise for this guy to get in, he'd have to get in the front. So when you're playing co-op, you can do that, and someone can get in. And if one of your teammates gets in, your quarry will as well. But if you're playing solo,
you have to drive.
You're in the driving seat. So
you can't get the other guys to.
Nope.
That sucks. Well, I guess it doesn't, because who'd play a single player game and then let the AI
just do everything for you?
So you just go on, mate. I'm just gonna sit back, have some juice and some gin, mate. Some gin and juice.
I like the moments you think like Bolivian soldiers would be sipping on. So you're asking about helicopter gameplay. Here it is. Weirdly enough, you can't bank in it. Yeah, you can't like the controls are very different to other helicopters I play with in games. Yeah.
So you can't kind of bank down to the left.
You can bank down, and to get speed, you need to kind of like wave like up and down. Because I guess I'm always thinking now of GTA helicopters when I think helicopters, because it just seems quite natural.
You want with those, right? You can fly upside down if you want.
But in this, you can't hit the shoulder buttons to kind of swivel.
Oh, really?
So everything's done on stick and on bumpers, or on triggers rather. So it's
and triggers.
So yeah, triggers right, left raises you up.
Oh,
sorry, right raises you up, left puts you down. And so you need to do that in time with the stick.
Just turns you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So it's an interesting way of doing things, but when you know, I watched some of the Ubisoft guys playing it, and it kind of informed how I was supposed to do it, which is this kind of waviness.
Have Ubisoft ever done helicopters before?
They had the little kind of rotocopter thing in Far Cry 4, right?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah,
Which
you're right,
and
yeah.
even that I didn't think handled particularly well. So the upside is when you get up there, look at this place.
Oh, you look. Yeah,
I'm doing a dev
because
pan.
like, you just watch all over the place. I'm like, oh shit, he's lost control here.
But everything in here is you can visit all this. This is all playable, and you can see from this angle as well the different kind of biomes. You got something more deserty up there in the mountains,
yeah,
like
right,
a steppe almost.
Water down there and lakes and stuff.
And then you got like a
swampy,
like an outposty kind of thing on the mountains there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely, you know, Ubisoft do open worlds well. We know that, and this game does kind of put paid to it. I keep saying Far Cry because it does feel a lot like Far Cry 4 to me in the kind of lush jungle environments and everything as well, and also how the objectives work in different areas. And
there's like dry lakes and stuff like that, isn't there?
Yeah. So you can drive through some of them and, like, you know, barrel through and see the dust coming out of you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Especially because it's got a day-night cycle and weather systems as well. So if you're at night and it's storming and you're on a dry lake, you feel so badass taking out people with snipers because it's very flat. And so you got to find a little rocky outcrop and try and, like, you know, snipe as much as you can.
So we got a mission that's going up later. That's no kind of commentary, but it's just under the cover of night, right?
Yeah,
it's
under the
like
cover
a
of night.
one.
I break into basically a military outpost and do it all entirely silently, and that's really satisfying. That's how you want these games to play, isn't it? So
it is like we only got like a minute or so left, but like caveats, it's not very polished at the moment, which is a little bit worrying.
Yeah,
right?
there are a couple bugs you'll notice here and there, especially your friendly AI is what really gets me. They don't kind of do what you want them to do or operate as you expect. But again, it's early days, so. You know, this is the extraction point. This is the end of the mission where you drop off the guy and have a little talk to him. So this is the guy you meet very first in the game, and this just kind of sets the scene for what happens for the rest of Wildlands, I guess, and introduces you to the big bad.
Cool, and we got loads of videos going out throughout the day, and maybe into tomorrow, and maybe next week. Depends on how many we've done. We haven't made them all yet. Yeah, and it's March 7th, I do believe.
March 7th on Xbox One and PS4. And yeah, it's looking good. I'm intrigued to see what the final product will be.
Cool beans, folks. Thanks for joining us. Absolute pleasure, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, bye.
But I haven't seen Yuri Polito.